It will always, I don't know, astound me, is that the word? That the right, who is all about guns, religion, God, the Constitution, elected a lawless man who is a former liberal Democrat from Manhattan and consistently has shitted on our military and especially our generals. And Donald Trump has not stopped doing that. In fact, he's gotten worse. This next story is just repulsive because of just the lack of any humanity, what he did to our Coast Guard, the first female to ever lead the Commandant. The Trump administration evicted the former Coast Guard leader from her house with 3 hours notice. Yeah, that's the administration we have right now. Trump fired Linda Fagan, got to be careful of that name, the first female Coast Guard commandant, on his second day in office. A Trump official told her she had 3 hours to leave her house. I'm just going to go through some of this with you. President Donald Trump's administration evicted former Coast Guard commandant Linda Fagan from her home with 3 hours of notice on Tuesday, not even enough time to gather her personal effects, according to two people familiar with the incident. Fagan, a four-star admiral and the first woman to lead a branch of the military, was removed from her post on the Coast Guard's top officer on Trump's second day in office. Officials of the Homeland Security Department, which oversees the Coast Guard, cited border security issues and an excessive focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion among the reasons for her dismissal. She was named in 2022 and was a convenient target to flex his muscle because it's easier to fire her than it is other branches of the military. Throwing her out of her house on short notice went a step further. It was petty and personal, one ally said. But a DHS official countered that it made sense for her to moved out of her home at Joint Base Anacostia Bowling. She was terminated 2 weeks ago, and she was still living in those Admiral quarters, the official said, confirming that Fagan had been told to leave. The official said they could not confirm or deny the 3-hour timeline. This is just who Donald Trump is. It's just senseless cruelty for no other reason than just to be cruel. Because sure, fire her, I guess. That is within your right. If you want to fire someone because of diversity, equity, inclusion, in other words, he fired her because she's a woman, I guess go ahead and do that. But to do that and then kick her out of her home, what I didn't read was that she didn't even have a chance to move her belongings. She has to hire a service to do that for her. And they could not find out where she is now. But she is being provided housing, though no one could confirm what that housing looks like. And imagine getting kicked out of your home with 3 hours notice. What would that feel like? Especially when you've dedicated your life to serving your country. And then the person who leads the country says, get out of your home because you're a woman. But of course, that shouldn't be surprising because Donald Trump has a history of attacking our generals. For some reason, 4-star generals. He's attacked Colin Powell, John R. Allen, Martin Dempsey. He said of John R. Allen, they had a general named John Allen, and I never met him, Trump said, and he got up and he started talking about Trump, never met him, and you know who he is? He's a failed general. Okay. When Colin Powell died, he said this: wonderful to see Colin Powell, who made big mistakes, on Iraq and famously so-called weapons of mass destruction be treated in death so beautifully by the fake news media, Trump said in a statement released on that Tuesday of the death. Hope that happens to me someday. He was a classic rhino, even that, always being the first to attack other Republicans. He made plenty of mistakes, but anyway, may he rest in peace. Yeah, he said, but anyway, may he rest in peace. But that's why Donald Trump needs a lackey and, frankly, alcoholic like Pete Hegseth in the Department of Defense, because he doesn't respect our military. And frankly, they don't respect him. And that is one of the more worrying aspects of Trump 2.0, is that he does have someone in our military who is willing to do his bidding. So he has forever attacked our military professionals, people who have served our country for their entire lives, dedicated their lives to protecting our nation. But really, the only person he wants to have protected is, of course, Donald Trump.
Ever walk into a store and have absolutely no idea what wine to get? It happens to me every single time because I don't know anything about wine, which is why I love our sponsor, Naked Wines. Naked Wines is a subscription service that just connects you directly to the world's finest independent winemakers, so you can get award-winning wine delivered straight to your door. With my code PACMAN, you can get 6 bottles for just $39.99. My girlfriend likes white wine. I know I'm more of a red wine guy, even if I'm generally clueless. So we usually get the split box from Naked Wines, which has both. Naked Wines believes that great wine is an experience, and they're all about helping you connect with your friends, family, community over a shared bottle of wine. You get background information on each bottle. So when I have friends over, I can actually tell everybody where the wine came from and sort of sound like I know a little bit of something. And you can pause or cancel at any time. Head to nakedwines.com/Pacman and put in my code PACMAN for both the code and the password for 6 bottles of wine for just $39.99 with shipping included. The link is in the description.